then drop them drawers. I know what you want. I ask myself, is this shit real? I contemplate about how I feel.
Hey guys, I thought I'd come on here and share my little tips, tools and nuggets on how you can navigate living a more positive, fulfilling, happy, joyful life that is in alignment with your soul. For those who don't know me, I now run my own business. I make more money than I've ever made before, working less hours than I've ever worked. But I think the most important thing is I'm so much more confident. I love who I am. I love my body. I, have increased my self-worth so deeply, and I just am, really so proud of who I am, and I'm loving every aspect of who I am, and I lead with grace, with confidence, with positivity, and for the most part I think I have really been able to change not only who I am, but change the life of others, and that's what I know I'm here to do. And so this is why I wanted to come on here and share my little nuggets with you. So for the first and foremost, probably the most important thing that you can ever start with is just being so consciously aware. And what I mean by consciously aware is just being more present, by being consciously aware of how you think and how you feel, because these are the driving factors. Now, our subconscious mind, which is made up of 95% of our thoughts, which is what we think constantly, is all very subconscious. So we're not aware of what we think on the day-to-day basis. And so because it's from our subconscious mind and we're not aware of it, our subconscious mind is made up from all of the emotions and all of the trauma and the events that we have experienced in the past. And so what happens is we tend to live in a recycled habit, what I like to call recycled behaviors, things that have happened in our past, but we're living in them over and over again. And so if you look at your life currently, are you living the same day pretty much every day? A lot of people get up for work, they brush their teeth, they have their breakfast, they go to work, they come home, they make dinner, and they go to bed. They wake up and they do the same thing every day. And so for a lot of people, we're stuck in this loop, and it's just, we find it really hard to break free from it. And so for us to be consciously aware of our thoughts, then we're able to pick up on the stories that we tell ourselves and the triggers and the emotions that we carry with us every single day, all day, every day. Because the main important thing is that the emotions that we carry in our body is sending our signals to the mind on how we should react to certain things. And so what happens is when we are stuck in this loop, this vicious loop of like living in the past and having high levels of stress and anxiety, and we just stay in what's familiar and what's known for us, we're never going to break out of that unless we become consciously aware that that's how we're living. And so the first part is being consciously aware of your thoughts and your feelings. So what I mean by this is I want you to dedicate 7 days to just focusing on what things come up with you mentally and how it makes you feel. So what I dedicated when I first started my whole personal development journey, I dedicated 7 days of just focusing on my mindset. And when I focused on my mindset, I realized that I was very negative. I put myself down a lot. I felt all of these emotions because of these feelings, which was, anxious, stress, sadness, frustration. Like all of these emotions were associated with what I was thinking. And so when I became aware that this is what was constantly coming up for me, it was like this very obvious pattern that was reoccurring. I was like, okay, well, this is a good start, because this is where I need to change. And in order for us to change, we've got to get uncomfortable. And so when I became aware of this, I was able to then, not allow those things, not allow these thoughts and these feelings to get the better of me. And that way I was able to take more control of my life. And so that was the first step. But then the second step is getting beyond the body and beyond the mind. And the only way to do this is by meditating. And so I would sit down every morning and meditate for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and getting beyond my body and my mind, which is my emotions and my thoughts. And this is going to be very hard for you to do at the start, because we're all so used to reacting to our physical experience, and we're so used to using all of our five senses that for us to get beyond that and to simply just shut our mind or close our eyes, we often let our mind run wild and we don't have control. So it's always good to start practicing getting beyond the mind and body by sitting there and meditating, and the more you do it, the easier it becomes. But in this meditation, your goal and what you're wanting to achieve is to be able to replace the emotions and replace the thoughts, because we're constantly living in the past by experiencing everything from the past, but we're introducing that into our present moment as well, into our future, which is this present moment. So we need to get rid of that. We need to reprogram our mind, recondition the body emotionally, and create a new experience now for our future, or for a future but in the present moment right now. Because everything that you've created in your life up until this moment is just how you felt. It's all been created internally before it actually happened. And this is where like a lot of people just don't really understand, is that we create our reality before it's actually happened. We're manifesting all the time. We manifest based on our state of being, based on who we believe we are, based on our self-concept, based on our thoughts and our feelings. This is all creating our future. So if you're wanting to change your future, then you have to get beyond the body and the mind by meditating, and do it all right now. So what better time to start than right now? Get into a meditative position. Always do this in the morning, because the first thing that you wake up in the morning, you're changing your brain wave states, which means you are in creative mode. Your brain is still sleepy, which means that you've got more chances of being able to get into that state, rather than, you know, coming home from work. Like you've used your muscles, your brain all day, that it's going to be a lot harder to relax and calm it. So once you get into this meditation, I want you to really feel and build up an experience of what you want your future to look like, but like experience it as though it's happening right now. And the things that you want to ask yourself is, how would you feel, or how do you feel, or how would you talk, how do you act? Like, it's ultimately being the state of, or it's asking, who are you if you were this person in the future but right now? And so what you're trying to do is you're tricking your body and your mind to experience it right now while closing your eyes. And the more you practice doing this, the more you're going to create your future to be in alignment with this. So yeah, our body doesn't know the difference between it actually happening or us imagining it. That's why it's so powerful to get into this imaginary state while using meditation. So when you meditate and you close your eyes, feel your body, feel into what it would feel like if you were happy, if you had all this money, if you had the car that you wanted, or whatever it is, if you really who you were. And this is where you experience wholeness or oneness, unity, love, unconditional love, joy, prosperity. All of this is what's going to elevate your emotions. And while you're in this state of meditation and you're elevating these emotions, you're conjuring up an experience. And the more that you do this, you're changing your body's DNA. You're starting to change the way your body reacts, because just think, your body's going from stress, frustration, anger, all these high level emotions. And all these high level emotions cause disease, like causes cancer, causes, you know, all this tummy issues, like all of these things. And so when we can change the way our body feels, it sends the signals to the mind, and we're able to change our mind as well. And our thoughts become less negative and more positive and higher frequency. So when you're in this state and you're building up this experience, you're changing your DNA and you're really feeling your body with this new experience, then that's when the game changes for you. Now, the last thing that I wanted to say, second last thing that I wanted to say, is that it's all good and well for you to go into that state and meditate, but once you come out of it, you're going to face life. You're going to face life. And I think this is where a lot of us just struggle, is because there's so much going on around us that it's really easy to just fall back into the old habits, fall back into high levels of stress, right? Because you go to that work and you see your colleague and they're instantly trigger you. So it's really important to continuously be in that state. And what I mean by is whenever you experience or have an experience where something triggers you, or where something causes you to go back into that old state, I want you to close your eyes and then get back into it. And you're going to keep practicing feeling into this experience, changing your DNA, elevating these emotions as much as you can until it becomes more of your natural state. Consistency is key. Consistency is going to get you where you need to be. If you're someone that's wanting a quick fix, then it's not going to happen. And this video is not for you. Everything comes with discipline and consistency. Like anything, you work out, you go to, you want to build muscle and you want to lose fat or whatever. It doesn't happen overnight. It comes with consistency, consistently working out. So consistently doing the work. Whenever you feel triggered, do it every morning. The moment you do it in the morning, you're setting your tone up for the day. So when you go in that meditative state, I want you to ask yourself, who am I going to be today? And when you set that tone and you build up that experience and, really elevate those emotions, then you're able to set the tone for the rest of the day. And every time these little things or these little moments come up throughout the day that may trigger you or may pull you back, you just go back into that. And so what you're doing is that you're creating your future into the present moment right now, and things shift. The universe will bring things to you. You end up, because you're raising your frequency and by raising the elevated emotions, you're then becoming a magnet to everything that you desire. And so you will notice, if you're trying to manifest certain things, that they will come so much faster. It's like the universe is like a yes machine. It's like everything ends up working out in your favors, and this is when miracles happen, and life starts to feel in alignment and things start to feel abundant, and then you end up looking at things completely differently. So just carry yourself with so much joy and love and peace, and it's just such a positive way of living, as opposed to being someone that's highly stressful and highly anxious and always looking at the negatives out of in everything. And it's just so much more peaceful. And if I had a choice, if you had a choice and you got to choose to live more of a happy life and be in control of your life, or let life happen and let your autopilot do everything for you, and continue being in those high level of stress and anxiety, and just go, oh well, that's happening to me, I can't help that, or this person's mean to me, I'm done, whatever, then what would you choose? I know exactly what I would choose. So definitely meditate as many times as you can. And then the last thing that I'll tell you is to set boundaries. And boundaries is like how many times that you limit the time that you spend on your phone, or if you listen to the news, or you watch the news, or you're always on social media, always feeding your subconscious mind all these negative things that are happening in the world. It's like filtering out those things. It's like maybe stop spending time with your friends or certain people that just suck the life out of you, or are just judgmental and negative. It's like when you go through this process and this journey, you start to feel, because you're starting to grow and evolve, you realize like there's certain people in your life that aren't growing and they're just kind of staying stagnant. They're no longer in alignment with you. And then you find that you have completely different interests. And this is where often we see this in relationships, is where a lot of people just fall out of love with them because they no longer have the same interests, because one person's growing more than the other. And so it's always important to have a look at who are the people that you surround yourself with, because you don't want to surround yourself with negative people, with low vibrational people that judge, that argue, that whatever. You want to really spend time, some quality time, with people that uplift you and support you. And if you're someone that doesn't have that yet, then there's always going to be people that will be attracted to you when you get into an alignment. So it's like, don't worry about finding those people, because they will find you. The more that you do the work, they will find you, trust me. So be very cautious and set your boundaries, set firm boundaries, and don't let people run all over you. Don't let people use you. Be wary of how you spend your time. And I think your time is most precious. Your time and energy is very sacred, and it should really be limited, like not everyone should have access to you. So be very cautious, because it's so easy for outside people or other people to persuade you into going back into the old habits. And so a big lesson for me to learn, that I had learned, was that I had to set very firm boundaries, because it was so easy to just fall back in the old habits. And if you want to like succeed, if you want to live a fulfilling, a positive, happy life, and you want to contain a healthy lifestyle, then this is definitely going to be very challenging, I think, for you and for a lot of people, because there is a lot of noise outside, and you know, often it's very important that we need to kind of limit our time with other people and really just protect our time and energy. And trust me, like, your life will completely change if you do this work. Like, I'm not even kidding you. For someone who's changed in such a short amount of time, and the thing is that I'm always growing and evolving, and I'm always changing. And if I look back 6 months ago, I'm a completely different person, completely different. It's really funny, because the more that you get, the more you do the work, the more it becomes like addictive in a way. Like, not really addictive, but more, it becomes like, oh, you start to challenge yourself, and it becomes a fun little game type thing. It does, it kind of comes with addictive. Like, the more you see yourself grow, and you never thought you could grow, then the more you want to do it. And it's like you constantly pushing yourself in every aspect, and it's just so rewarding, because there's so much that comes out of it. And like I said, I would never be where I never thought I'd be where I am today. And now that I'm here, it's like, holy shit, I've got so much that I can achieve. And for the most part, I'm so freaking happy. I love the work that I do. I love who I am. I love my body. I love everything about me. And I wake up every morning, or most mornings, like full of happiness, ready to start the day, and just really blessed. I think blessed to be here, because we're all here for a reason. There's no coincidences. You're here for a reason. You're 1 in a billion chance of being here, and you should really feel that and be so blessed and happy and lucky to be here. So I hope this video has helped. Please reach out if you have any questions. Oh, one more thing. I have 3 spots opened in July, so for the remainder of July, I've opened 3 one-on-one mentoring spots for my one-on-one mentoring program. So if you're ready to do this type of work, and you want guidance, and you want me to help you step by step, then book in a call with me, or you can just reach out. I hope to hear from you, because I'm so excited to help people with this journey. Thank you so much for staying here till the end, and until then, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.